Good evening to all of you. Professor Vasanthi Pinto, Chairperson of the Peradeniya Medical School Alumni Association. Professor Channa Jayasamana, my beloved friend, and also Dr. Amal Harshadi Silva, and also Professor Kapila Gunawardana, and also Dr. Vajra Senaratna, and also Vice Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Upul Disanayak, and also Dean of the Faculty of Medicine, Professor Asri Abhi Gunawardana, our beloved teachers, my dear friends and other distinguished guests. So it's indeed a great pleasure. So let me at the outset thank Chairperson and the organizing committee of this all important annual event of Peradeniya Medical School Alumni Association for inviting me to come as a chief guest. So when I first received the invitation, I felt a little nervous. But once I arrived here, I realized I'm among friends. So it's always to meet my friends from the medical fraternity and also the teachers from the same profession who guided and helped us to mold our social and professional lives. As Tushar mentioned, my professional career as a medical doctor was a brief one. It was limited only for 4 years. So therefore, I don't intend to get into a discussion about field of medicine or trespass some of the knowledge already imparted. All of you know much better than me, I would say. But I take this opportunity to congratulate all of you and also to express my sincere gratitude, having contributed so much to uplift the Sri Lankan health standards to world-class level at a relatively lower cost. We Sri Lankans consider free health and the free education as the two jewels of the crown of the sovereign Sri Lankan nation. So I was one among them. I was immensely benefited from the free education of the country, and I was very fortunate to come to University of Peradeniya, the most beautiful university of the country and also one of the best in the country. And it was like a dream coming true for me, since I heard of vivid descriptions of the place by my parents. So, and I was also privileged to spend my formative years in one of the schools in Gold, Richmond College. That is the alma mater of mine as well as the former Dr. C.W.W. Kannangara, who was the father of the free education. Dr. C.W.W. Kannangara moved one of the most important pieces of legislature in State Council in 1945, enabling all of us to obtain free education, which had molded our lives. So when Dr. C.W.W. Kannangara moved that important bill, he was strongly supported by one of the strong gentlemen from Kandy district who represented Vattagithara electorate at that time, Honorable A. Ratnayaka. He's the one who moved the idea that education should be free to everyone, starting from kindergarten to university level. So that transformed all lives of all of us. So when my medical career abruptly ended, after 4 years, when I decided to change the field of study from one of medicine to that of marketing, and then subsequently I served in the private sector, and then I joined politics, served as a member of parliament in both opposition and government. Now I serve as a minister to the Sri Lankan cabinet. But having looked back at all these facets, I can safely say the satisfaction I received by treating patients, by simply stretching the hand to relieve their pain and stress and grief, couldn't be achieved from any other profession. That's why yours is a noble profession. So thank you for having contributed to uplift the lives of the Sri Lankan people. So the Dr. C.W.W. Kannangara's move, and also which was immensely helped by Mr. Ratnayaka from your district, was immensely valuable to everyone in this country. Kandy district is garlanded by University of Peradeniya. And also historically, this district has been represented by very responsible citizens like Honorable A. Ratnayaka over a period of time. Kandy is also very important for us historically. It was the capital for 400 years. And in this city only, We lost our independence for the first time in the history in 1815, not by conquest, but by the wish of the leaders of the day. But it was also in the same city we regained our freedom in 1948 under the shadow of Temple of Tooth Relic, when first Prime Minister of the country, Honorable D.S. Nanak, unfurled the Sri Lankan flag. So we have spent nearly 75 years under democratic rule, and from the day, one of the most important piece of legislation being enacted in the country, the Free Education Bill. So during last 75 years, country had seen many different facets in relation to social, economic development, healthcare-wise and education-wise. Some are commendable. Our life expectancy, as you all know, had gone up from 55 to 77 years during last 70 years. Our primary enrollment rate for the primary education has gone now from 52% to 98%. The maternal infant mortality rate rather has gone down from 82 per 1,000 live births to 8.2 during the last 70 years. We have provided electricity to almost everyone in the country. There's a great road network that has been developed. Our telecommunication sector is one of the best in the world, and it's fast growing. And we have provided safe drinking water to at least 80% of the population. But I know most of you are here, significant fraction of the middle class community and learned people of this country are not happy about our social and economic development that had taken place during last 70 years. But let me also remind you the fact that our country was enveloped in a 30-year-long civil war out of 75 years. And we are still a racially divided, religiously very sensitive nation. And our population has gone from 10 million to 21 million during last 70 years, which should be considered when we think of the development factor. But despite all odds, I remain very optimistic that the dream that we see for our country, dream that you see for your mother country, dream our forefathers have seen for our mother country, to make it a developed nation. So to achieve that magical target of $12,000 per capita income, from where we are today, $4,000 per capita, it's a strenuous journey ahead. But I remain very optimistic that we should be able to see that target being achieved during our lifetime. Why I say so, it's not because of anything else. We are gathering the knowledge imparted by the fourth industrial revolution of the world. We were virtually 100 years or 150 years behind in relation to getting that knowledge in relation to first, second and third industrial revolutions. But when it comes to the fourth industrial revolution, it's quite different. Our students know much about fourth industrial revolution. The computer literacy has gone up to about 60% among school children. They know Internet of Things. They do talk about artificial intelligence. They know about robotics. They actively learn nanotechnology. So future is bright for us. Our way forward to make ours developed countries through education. And I think we have a very good, wide door open to ensure that our best asset of the country, human resource, to be converted to human capital during next decade or so. So it's in relation to that, we have been engaged in a lot of discussions. I can see some of the teachers who are here, they were also constantly engaged in that discussion in relation to transforming Sri Lankan education system, transforming the Sri Lankan education system, one of teacher-centered education system to a student-centered learning system. I hope that knowledge, we are going to see some light at the end of the tunnel. We will see some education reforms being presented to the country within next 6 to 12 months' time. So with that, we put more emphasis on core subjects, maths, science, and languages, giving prominence to English. And also, we're going to give that space for the child to live freely and nurture their natural abilities. With that, all of your dream, all of our dream would become a reality in possibly in 2 decades or 1.5 decades time ahead. So I congratulate again Peradeniya Medical School Alumni Association. They have done a lot of work in relation to strengthening the lives of the medical students specifically. So let us together strengthen the lives of the students, not only the medical students, all the other students. That's a way forward for us. So we can, whatever the way that we can contribute for that, we are there to contribute on futuristic basis. So let me thank again for providing me this opportunity to talk to you like a friend and a brother. So look forward to see you once again, and all the best to you. Thank you very much.